Thanks for tuning in. I'm ever so sorry it's taken so long. Last few weeks have been a nightmare. Started off really well after the update that I posted, which is going to happen. I got commissions and some UFO stuff and some Super 8 transfer and cleanups, which was great. Busy getting on with that and getting the next post ready. And a close family member became ill and passed away in only 2 weeks. Absolutely knocked us for six. So I'm sure you can understand, but it's been difficult. So to hit the ground running, I thought I'd start off with a topical one, the one that's in the news, the Senate footage of the Hellfire missile striking the orb going across the water. It's pretty much everywhere, isn't it? You can't get away from it. In fact, I saw it on two news channels on the terrestrial, is it terrestrial anymore? TV, and pretty much every other video that I scroll past. It's probably down to my algorithm, but it was all over the place. Loads of people posting their enhancements of it and slow motions and stuff, just to see what was going on. I'll pop it up and we'll go over it. There it is in black. Same as in black and white. I wish they'd done a colour one. To be honest, I don't know how you felt about this, but I was absolutely horrified and disgusted. I couldn't believe there it goes, bang, and what appears to be little bits falling off it. I couldn't believe they'd done that. I really thought they were above that kind of. I mean, it's like 50s sci-fi movie, isn't it? I was talking to Tom Vernon about it. It's just beggars belief what on earth they thought they'd gain by trying to kill it, trying to destroy it, harm it, see what happens. It's just really, can't you think a little better than that? Be a bit more creative. And it is quite small. I wonder where Daddy is. Okay, the first thing I tried to do was get to a level that everyone else had achieved, really, and then see if I could take it from there. So I did a couple of examples. Okay, I took the impact scene and just did some contrasting, really, and a little bit more, but played around with some colour wheels just to see if I could just sharpen it as much as possible. Oh, sorry, the one on the left is normal, the one on the right is inverted. Watching it go towards it, I did notice there was a lump at the closest point to the missile. I think it's a part of the crosshair thing. But a shape does appear from that place. Then we see the particles drop away as if its chunks come off it. Like I say, this is just a standard sharpening, really. Okay, before I start on this, I'll tell you, I wanted to get some kind of parity, a benchmark, if you like, between what I was going to do, because it's so abstract from what you're watching with the Senate hearing. So I grabbed George Knapp and I slowed him down and did before and after to see how he turned out. And he looked pretty good. I couldn't see any, nothing misleading at all on it. So I kind of went with that. I tried him on a few models actually, and they were all pretty good. Um, just varying in sharpness, if anything else. So that's what I went with. The thing you need to know with AI enhancing and text, where text is involved, there isn't any program written yet to sort that out. It's notorious. I've looked it up. I'm going to post some links for explanations. It is being worked on. They are supposed to be writing stuff for it. There are things you can do that can help minimize the text being. It just goes squiggly. It goes crazy, mainly because it's an overlay. Because the text is it treats it all as a 3D image, but the text is a flat image, and this is kind of how they explain it. I need to read it really, because I'm just going to make a mess of this. So have a look, have a read, and you'll see what happens. But the forms themselves are true. And that's, I could do a city scene, say a street scene, and the shops, everything will look perfect and really enhanced. But some of the shop names or the license plates on cars will be gobbledygook. It won't work out. However, it is trained to work on everything else. And that's what I'm concentrating on. That's what I'm focused on. There we go. This is straight after the impact. I am re-rendering the impact scene because I need to get around the text issue with the crosshairs. And I can't believe these. Look at the shapes coming out. This is form and movement. If you're looking, you see the shapes that the other guys picked out there following through. But the intertwining of these, the movements of the interaction, you can see it almost like fluid-like, the way the way they sort of draw from each other, and shapes coming in the background, which we didn't see before. Very sharp, very stylized. This is what it picked out, and it's 2 billion pixels that goes into it. I think that was on ProRes with 120 frames per second. And using a different model, it's a bit faster, this one, actually. But the fluidity is in there, isn't it? I don't, how representational that is, but it's showing there is movement in it. And with these forms coming out. Whilst I was working on this, I was in touch with some subscribers, and Claire and Alistair sent me this information on PBs, which I didn't know anything about. And I don't know if you get my thread here or whatever it is I'm thinking of, but they're quite incredible. It's liquid coated with PTFE, which is a form of plastic, and or polythene, and then controlled with frequency. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, it's T2. And the paper, I've got the Smithsonian Research academic paper developed in South Korea, and the possibilities. If I don't know, it's the frequency thing, the vibration, all those things that have been tying in with the previous orbs we've been looking at, and my fixation with this, and then obviously going into the consciousness thing and stuff. Which, oh, by the way, leads me into Alan Watts. You need to listen to Alan Watts' lectures on consciousness and why we exist and stuff, because it just blows your mind. But anyway, imagine where they can be in 10 years, 50 years, 1,000 years. It's not too much of a leap of the imagination, is it? Okay, we're on to the bit I was really excited about showing you. The first part's brilliant. I mean, I love seeing the forms come out and it change, but the kind of repeat each other and follow the other shape. I know I was a bit close on them, but this is after that, which most people seem to have kind of studied a bit, but not really gone into it. Um, I've found stuff on this it's just amazing. I think of it like we see the orbs when we film them, and I look at the ones that are in the sky. God knows how high up and stuff. And this is close. There's a lot more information in there to pull out. So on these ones that you're seeing at the side, I was moving the slider along, finding points where you could see changes happening. You see it pause. You see it just move around, rotate a bit. Um, so I put it. I did the most incredible renders on this. I put it up to, I think it was 7,000. I think one was 28,000 by 10,000 pixels. I had to crop them right in as tight as I could because of the render time on these. It was overnight, all of them. The last one I did was last night, and it was 12 hours left. I haven't finished it yet, but I have recorded preview that it was showing me while it was rendering, and it's just breathtaking. Remember the lines and forms that were on the dark on the other one. I said, remember those because you're going to see it later. Really brings it out. And obviously, as I'm rendering for the next one, I'll be rendering the crosshair thing. This should be finished. I'll be able to include it. So I've done a selection of shorts from each of the bits that were most interesting. Not when it was zooming away, but when it stopped and changed and was the orb again. You can see a lot of stuff going on. Okay, here's the first impressions on this lower resolution, just seeing where we're going with it, what's happening, and what changes are occurring. So alter the contrast on that a bit. You can see already there's forms coming in there. Crazy shapes coming. I'm not going to narrate through all this or waffle on. It's subjective. It's up to you. You make your minds up when you're looking at this, but this is what it's found. I went between 3,800 pixels respectively to 28,000 on the final ProRes renders. See the spikes coming up on that? And the ripples that I mentioned earlier, these almost directional as well. See the way it pulls back as it's moving forward, then halts and goes into that sort of complete form. Fantastic. I love the way it's found colour in it. Like I say, 2 billion pixels it can go up to. I don't know what it went up to. It doesn't say, but it's maximum, you know. And I went between general purpose and nothing really special. Just one was yeah, an overall enhancer, does denoise and upscaling, and then between that and a high quality cinema grade noise reduction model that apparently I'm reading from here optimizes. It's optimized for deionizing. It's optimized for deionizing high resolution out of camera videos captured in for various light conditions. Where we go? It's to the far end of the spectrum on renders, which was going to read this one. Reduces noise in high quality cinema grade footage. It's optimized for deionizing high resolution out of camera videos, capture poor and difficult light conditions with higher ISO capture settings. I don't get it, but there you go. Then it brings this out. It's incredible. So obviously I've done an inversion on that one just so you can see some kind of comparison, difference, whatever. These forms come up here, but I mean, they come from somewhere. If it's on the film, it'll enhance it. They'll do what they can. So if there's something, I mean, what it's come from is pretty incredible, isn't it? When you saw the footage, you can see the shapes coming in, but the way it's pulled those lines up, every detail, very difficult to render this was took. I've still got one. That the one was 12 hours left on it, which I will finish. But it takes, you have to do it in increments. So it's getting used to what's there. Um, Not guaranteed it's going to work, but it'll mean several renders in different formats. And then I put it into DaVinci and finish off in that using the enhancer through the DaVinci. And it does, it makes a difference. It does a different quality to just using the video AI. That's awfully powerful. I mean, it's so powerful. I couldn't load the film I rendered in the AI. I couldn't put it back in. It wouldn't have it. It was too big for something was going on. But DaVinci took it a couple of minutes before it loaded, but it took it. This is amazing, isn't it? Does that thing where it goes into soft focus, like we used to get with the orbs, if you remember? There's them Jaggies again. Remember them from the Houston Lights when I first saw them. I'm sure there's one here. It looks like it flips, or the black flips with it. Might have passed that one. Just to give you some context there. Already you can see that. If you're watching this on the big telly, you'll be able to see the changes in that before we zoom in. How slow is this? Went between 10 times slow, 16 times slow, and then 16 times 10 slow. 120 frames times 120 frames times 90. All varied over different ones. I tried changing it, alternating it through different clips, just so we can see what, sometimes it pulls different things out, especially the high frame rate. There you go, look at that. There's your lines. Just getting closer each shot. So you're not too, kind of abstracted from it. What is that black? seems really contained there, doesn't it? Like it's tight. You can hear knocking. That's the next door builders. They've been working for about a year. Finish it someday. Oh, the one pointed to it looks like it's going to a cube. Yes, quite a right angle on it. There's one, kind of. But where did that come from? So you couldn't see that on real time. It's tightened up again. Some more detail comes through. I mean, it could be height differences. I don't know why it does that. Looks like it's a more stylized model on that. The depths of black as well. I remember seeing them when we were looking at the orbs in the sky, and the black around the orbs is darker than the sky. Still, that whole business, it just really, I just don't know, really. It's great to guess. Be looking forward to comments. There we are. Look at that. It's just brilliant. Rippling through. I've got so many that look like that. There's that piece again. Yeah, higher resolution on that one. ProRes was supposed to be absolutely the ultimate we can render in. Obviously, I don't know about these things, but what I've read. It keeps going to VP9, which I've never heard of, but it popped through on an update. I need to look it up. But the higher resolution, the different codecs you have to change to. We're coming up to the end now. It's racing across. Look at them lines. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. I think it opens a few interesting conversation pieces about whether it's a balloon or not, but intriguing nonetheless, wasn't it? In any case, I hope you found it interesting. I've got some great stuff coming your way, including exclusive footage taken from within a Bledsoe happening. I've got at least a dozen high resolution films. So the quality was so good, I couldn't do anything to improve them, but I could slow them down, turn them inside out, do the things, other things that can help reveal. I've got some fantastic, incredible orbs from Janet and Richard. I haven't seen anything like these before. It's quite astounding. Sorry to be a bit of a tease, but I've only just got them and I had a quick look, and it's strange, very strange. And there's loads of us, all the other ones I was finishing off before for the subscribers. A lot of you send multiple videos, and it does take a while to go through them. If you've sent me footage and you've not heard from me, or you've only had part of your footage, just let me know. Just let me know, because I get bogged down with it all. I get so many emails, so many messages, and some slip through. But anyway, hope to see you again soon, and enjoy my endeavours. You do worse than buy me a coffee. Thanks very much.